Hi everybody, thanks for joining Create with Dee. Today we're going to be using, probably for one of the last times for me, the 2012-2014 Stampin' Up! In Colors. And so it's the in colors of Summer Starfruit, Gumball Green, Strawberry Slush, Raspberry Ripple, and Midnight Muse. And we're going to use those for our color palette inspiration for this card. And we're going to, say thank you for letting us enjoy your colors for these last 2 years. The items that we're going to need is a piece of Whisper White cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored and folded at 5 1/2, and then scored again at a 1/2 inch from your fold line. Some layering pieces of cardstock. This one's Raspberry Ripple cut at 4 by 4 3/4, as well as a piece of Whisper White cut at 3 and 4. We're going to do a slight variation on what the sample card is in the fact that this one's going to stand up in this orientation. And in order to do our card base, what we want to do is start out with a piece of sticky strip inside of the fold lines there. So let's go ahead and you can always use our fingernails to get a nice cohesion onto it. Take that off, and we're going to simply fold that up. Now we've got a somewhat unique little card base. The stamp sets that we're using today, Happy Watercolor and the hardwood background stamp. The card also features the kissing technique, and let's get started making this card using the kissing technique as a focal point. Let's go ahead and do a sample for the kissing technique. What you need is a background or a solid stamp, such as this image from the Happy Watercolor, and you want to use your lightest ink on that. And then you also need a background stamp, so we're using the hardwood stamp, and I applied baked brown sugar. So ink up with your lightest, and then pick up your background stamp. So it's going to look like that. So you're kind of inking twice, and then stamp. Such a neat technique. Actually, why don't we just go ahead? We could use that one if we wanted to, but let's do it one more time. All right, so I'll go and clean this. I'll be right back. So again, I'm going to take a solid stamp image, ink it with our lightest, and then ink up your darkest color on your background stamp. And I'm going to use some of the ink or the image on this side since we didn't use it. And when we stamp, yay, the kissing technique. So you're getting ink and then kissing the background stamp to get this look. So I've gone ahead and added some other elements, used Primrose Petal and Gumball Green. And what I want to do next is we're going to repeat that process that we did earlier, only I'm going to put the sentiment on it and then punch it out. So again, we'll take our Summer Starfruit, ink up our solid stamp image with our lightest color, pick up our darkest color on the background stamp, and stamp. Oh, I just love that technique. Such a good technique to have, just right up your sleeve here. Okay, so I need one more color to interject in here, and that's going to be our Midnight Muse. So I'm taking my Stampin' Write marker in Midnight Muse, inking up my sentiment. Again, that's all from this Happy Watercolor stamp set. Thank you. Taking my large oval punch and punching out the sentiment. Gonna line it up a little bit. There we go. Awesome. Okay, now we're ready to add our ribbons. Alrighty, so I've got all of my ribbons here, and I did a few more stamping just to kind of fill in any white spaces there. Now we're ready to go ahead and do the card front. On this one, I rounded the corners. This one, I won't, just so that you can kind of see a little compare and contrast to see what you like the best. I'm going to take some snail adhesive. And I did use the Decorative Dots embossing folder. This one was a celebration item, and it's going to be available in the 2014-15 catalog. So it's going to be available here just very shortly. Then on the back side here, we'll get some of our Stampin' Dimensionals. It's a pretty good size layering piece, so of course we want to put one in each corner. Get that layered on. Oops. The time of the video, I'm just finishing up Memorial Weekend. Had my celebrations with my family and some barbecuing earlier this weekend. So I have a nice day to myself. It's kind of fun sometimes to have that. Okay, so I'll get our layering piece on that with our kiss technique and get our sentiment, little Stampin' Dimensionals on that too to pop it up. What a nice thank you card. Just kind of fun. And then one last stamp. On the inside, I went ahead and again stamped our background stamp, and this time stamping the sentiment, you make me happy, using Raspberry Ripple on the ink. So cute. So a little kiss goodbye to the 2012-2014 in colors. Thanks for watching, everybody, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.